So, all right, we are beginning our meeting with Dani McCracken.
Yay!
So I really want to introduce everybody. And so Beth Owen, would you introduce yourself? Tell Dani, who are you and more.
My name is Beth Owen. I've been with Mary Kay, 21, 22 years now.
21, yeah, I think. Maybe
And whatever. Anyway, a while. I live in St. Louis, Missouri. My full-time job is I work at a vet, and I have a family and 3 grown children. And a husband.
2 dogs in your
2
house.
dogs.
2 brand new dogs.
And it may keep disappearing. Sorry.
So, all right, well, give Beth a hand because maybe they didn't applaud you today, right?
No,
Okay.
they didn't.
They didn't applaud you at work. Oh my goodness. Even Helene didn't applaud you at work.
No, Helene called me and told me that it was her pest again.
Oh. So Helene, would you like to introduce yourself to Dani?
Hi, Dani. My name is Helene Reef. I have been doing Mary Kay. I have been using Mary Kay for over 50 years, and I have been working at trying to get people to also use Mary Kay for like the last 8 years. I have 3 children. They're all grown and married, and I have 10 grandchildren, and we're all in St. Louis.
I did not know that. And you have a little dog that just got back from taking care of at Beth's vet office.
That's right. And she loves when you talk. She likes to sit on my lap and see what's going on.
Yeah, she's a sweet dog. Well, we'll hope she's okay. So let's give Helene a hand. Yay, Helene, thank you for being here. I love it.
Thank you.
Love it. And Miss Maggie, who are you?
Well, my name's Maggie. Right now I live in Connecticut. I have been with Mary Kay for 23 years, 4 years. Well,
Something
anyway,
like
but I've been
that,
working
yeah.
my business for about 5.
Yeah, absolutely. So, queen of our unit at the moment. So give her a hand. Yes. And Maggie achieved port of sales for the first time last year.
Oh, awesome.
So
exciting.
one diamond ring down, the next one is coming along really, really well. And some great big goals. So that's really.
And I do own my own physical therapy business. So that's what really has been keeping me ridiculously busy.
Oh my
yes,
gosh,
she does,
for sure.
She does, yes, that's right. By the way, she has her own business as a physical therapist.
But I would never have done it if I hadn't already had my own business with Mary Kay because I knew it was possible.
What a great, oh, that's a great statement. I love
I
that.
love that.
I love that. Okay, and Dani, introduce yourself if you would.
Oh my gosh. Well, my name is Dani McCracken. I live in Las Vegas. I've been building my business for 19 years. I am married. I have 2 fairly grown children. One's a junior in college and one's a senior in high school. And yeah,
You're
that's
almost
me.
there.
Well, and
Yeah.
a former music teacher
Oh
and
yeah, I was a
band.
high school band director for 17 years.
Listen to that.
And this is year 11 of this being my full-time job. So yeah,
Awesome.
there you go.
And Dani has actually taught me a number of great ideas. I mean, sometimes you get stuck in your head and you're like, I need some new ideas. And Dani is always pulling something out of the air. I'm like, wow, what a good idea. So I love that. So, and
Aw, thanks.
she's been doing some super, give her a hand if you would. Thank you, Dani, for being here all the way across town. You know, she lives in Henderson. And if you know what that means the other side of town. But
It's so funny because like in real life, if we were 40 minutes away from each other, it's like no big deal. I'm originally from Ohio. And when I was in high school, my band director lived 45 minutes away, and it's just what it was, you know. And when somebody says something about being like 45 minutes away here, even when I moved here almost 27 years ago, they were all like, oh, and I was like, what? It's not that bad, but
I know.
it's very funny. They want you within a 10-minute radius of everywhere you need to go.
Yeah,
The bubble.
Exactly.
It makes me laugh, but you know.
Gotta be in the bubble.
Yeah.
Oh, Jack and I are going to a party tomorrow night in South Henderson. Oh, way down south by I think it's Horizon Ridge, or I mean, it's like way south. It's like
Okay, so you're down in older Henderson, yeah.
older Henderson. It's
Yeah.
40 minutes away.
So you're past me a little bit.
Okay, all right. It's really fun. It's really fun. So actually, and Dani, you said you have been doing some of these skin cycling parties with some really excellent results, right?
Mhm.
Can you describe that a little bit?
Okay, so first of all, skin cycling, when you hear a new word, people freak out, right? And part of it is, I'm going to let you watch a video here in a second, but you know how we were doing Hydra sessions right before the
Yeah.
pandemic, and then we were doing it through the pandemic. And the idea with a Hydra session is that it's you use like a lot of the things like once a month or once every other month. It's not meant to be an everyday thing. And what had happened, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes in our time of ultra pampering ourselves during the shutdown, maybe we were over processing our face a little bit. Or maybe we were getting some reactions because maybe there was too much retinol involved, or there was too much dryness involved, or whatever, just something was funky going on. And so our friend Vicki Jo Oth, who is a national sales director out of Austin, Texas, she actually had stumbled on this. It was on TikTok, and I'll tell you a little bit about it here in a second. But basically, it's taking everything that we already do and rotating it. Like, here's an example. How often should you microderm? 1 or 2 times a week, right? And it's basically putting it in a rotation that you can kind of keep track of. You know, like when I first started using microderm, I did it on garbage day, because in Vegas at the time, garbage day was twice a week. And I could keep track of that because I was still teaching. And then when they made garbage day just once a week, I was like, uh-oh, I've got to figure something else out. And so it became Wednesdays and weekends. Well, now it's set up on a 4-day rotation along with other things. And so it helps simplify, and it's going to help you because it's going to show more products to your customers, especially ones who are already on skincare. It's going to get them to start using the supplements.
I like
And
the way you say that.
You're going to have them using more products in the line, which is going to help you at reorder time, and it's just going to do nothing but, perpetuate the sales. And so with that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you see here. I got to make sure I share sound because I almost always forget that. And for whatever reason, sometimes when I have other apps open, I start to look like I'm possessed a little bit. So just let that roll when that happens. I know it happens. I kill the screen and it's okay. So we're going to let this roll here.
Okay, it is Tune Up Tuesday, and today we're breaking down a new skincare trend. I'm actually interested.
You all hear that?
It's not actually. But I'm intrigued. How about that? We're doing something here. It's called skin cycling. We have board-certified dermatologist, Dr. Marnie Nussbaum. She's here to explain what that means and then to show us what products to use and when. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So first, why don't we just start with, because I've never heard of this, skin cycling.
Yes.
What is it?
Okay, so as a dermatologist,
Okay.
my patients have become ingredient obsessed.
Okay.
Every time there's a new ingredient on the market, they add a product to their routine.
Okay.
And what happens is it's product overload.
I'm so guilty of that. All right.
I think we all are.
I mean,
Each product can't possibly be doing their job.
And then you don't know what's working.
Exactly.
You're doing so much.
Because steps 3 and 4 are definitely not getting into the skin like steps 1 and 2. So, and they're causing interactions among active ingredients.
Okay, so you've got all these products in your cabinet, you've got all these things, and
Right.
you want results. Let's talk about then.
So,
How to do
enter
it.
skin cycling.
Okay.
Skin cycling is actually a rotational skincare plan,
Okay.
which aims to make the products you use work better, streamline your routine, and actually avoid active ingredient interaction.
I'm in.
We're in.
All right, here we go.
Yes. So skin cycling is actually coined by Dr. Whitney Bowe, but now it's trending. So it's become great because we've been doing this for years, and it just gives everyone a launch pad how to learn how to use a skin regimen,
Okay.
simple, effective, and avoiding interactions.
Okay,
so what
it
it
says
is.
night 1.
Night 1, we exfoliate. Night 2, you use an active ingredient, typically a retinol if you're not pregnant
Because
or
sometimes people do
breastfeeding.
both at the same time.
Wrong, exactly.
Right.
That causes inflammation.
Okay.
And then nights 3 and 4, we rest and recover.
So don't do anything.
Don't do it. Well, we do a little thing, but it's easy. I'll tell you later.
All
Yes.
right.
Okay.
Done. Your turn.
Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about night 1
Yes.
and exfoliating. Are we looking
Okay.
at like exfoliating pads, a wash, a scrub?
Excellent question. So exfoliating is actually just removing the dead skin cell layer.
Mhm.
I actually prefer chemical exfoliators because they gently enzymatically take off the dead skin cell layer.
Okay.
So I like alpha hydroxy acids like glycolic acid, salicylic acid, lactic acid. Avoid any of those physical exfoliators with those beads.
Okay.
They may feel good, but they cause micro tears in the skin, causing
Oh.
inflammation, redness, no good.
Okay.
So we definitely would rather you use a chemical.
And AHAs and BHAs are.
That's alpha hydroxy acids are glycolic acid,
Oh, okay.
lactic acid, and then beta hydroxy acids are salicylic acid.
Okay.
So
You swear by retinol, and I'm glad I'm not
do.
pregnant or breastfeeding anymore because now
Exactly.
I'm gonna call you back after the meeting,
So
okay?
retinol is my night two active
Thanks, bye.
ingredient. It's my workhorse. It's the best anti-aging, anti-acne ingredient that we have. It decreases fine lines and wrinkles, increases skin cell turnover, keeps encouraging collagen and elastin growth so that we keep us tight, no lines, plump, and is anti-acne because it decreases sebum production.
Okay.
So it's the best active
to
ingredient.
ease into it.
We've got to ease into it, which is why skin cycling is so great to incorporate the retinol into it. We start with a low potency, and you can increase potency every fourth night if your
Okay.
skin adjusts to it.
and moisturize after.
Moisturize before retinol. That's my little tip
Before.
and trick.
Before.
So actually, it's a little trick. Usually people say afterwards, but if you use it before, it's actually less irritating and just as
okay.
effective. So that's my tip and trick for today. Yes.
I love it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, the last 2 days, because I'm getting
Yes.
sold on skin cycle.
Okay.
But the last 2 days, I can't not do anything,
So
right?
it's not rest completely.
Okay.
What it means is that we're nourishing and repairing the skin barrier.
Mm.
So after you use your active ingredient, you're going to moisturize and look for things like hyaluronic acid, which hydrates, ceramides, glycerin, and brightening agents like niacinamide.
Okay.
You can even use things that are heavier oil-based if you're dry, if you have more mature skin that needs more moisture, and you can even add in things like polyphenols, green tea extracts to calm the inflammation.
Okay.
So it's really great.
All right. And then finally, this is not one size fits all,
That's
right?
right. What is, right?
Right.
So, not one size fits all. It's definitely a great launch pad and a great foundation, but you need to tweak it to your own personal skincare needs and what you're looking for. For example, if after active ingredient night 2, you see that you're red and irritated, you might choose to add a third day of rest instead of 2. So you may have a 5-day cycle.
Okay.
Skincare is definitely not a quick, it's a
Yes.
longitudinal game. There's no quick fix.
Right.
So every active ingredient really takes 1 to 3 months to see maximum benefit.
Oh, I didn't know it was that long. Okay.
Exactly. So patience is key.
Yeah.
And these ingredients will work, and skin cycling is a great way to.
One more
incorporate
question,
it.
though,
Yeah.
off topic here.
Yes, yes.
Can you hide? Do you have to hide, or can you go out and do skin cycling in your regular
Skin
day?
cycle every week, all day long.
And you can see the public, you can be
See
with your
the
friends.
public.
Okay.
It's actually a great way to do that. Yeah.
Doctor, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Good.
Okay, so that basically what I love to do is show that video because it brings validity to the idea of skin cycling, right?
Can I
so
post that
here-
video on our Facebook group? You can
Of
send me the
course you
link.
can. Of
And
course
so
you can.
everybody can show that.
You can show that if you. I pulled it off of boards,
Oh, okay,
which was off of the one that I shared with you, and then
okay.
you can also find it straight up on YouTube, you guys.
Oh,
I like to pull videos from YouTube though, because sometimes like the stuff that shows up after the video is maybe stuff you don't want other people to see. Like, like the last YouTube thing you saw, which was maybe like, puppies fighting or,
or
or
something.
kittens fighting, or maybe sometimes it's something that's not flattering about Mary Kay that pops up in a feed because it's the next thing up on the search. Do you know what I mean? Just random things. I try to alleviate all of the extraneous nonsense. So, but that in that blurb, if you want to share that board with them, Nancy, they could just have that video themselves and be ready to rock with it. And you can
Awesome.
share it
Thank
straight up
you.
on your Facebook group too. Okay, so here's some things I want you to, for stats purposes, this might be some stuff that you might want to know. The skincare industry over the past decade has grown tons and tons and is projected to be an over $200 billion industry by 2026. Okay, the average American woman spends around $300 a month in cosmetics. The average facial at a salon is around $200. Okay, so your skin's going to have the great glow that day, but the lasting results, as we know, kind of diminish as they are away from that place. And so we have the equivalent in what we offer so that they can have that glow and that result all the time. Okay. And lasting results. And so there's 4 main generations, which I think is really interesting regarding purchasing skincare right now in the market. And you can include sub generations and stuff, but the first generation, we're going to each one has a different value in prioritizing why their skincare is important. So you've got your baby boomers, which is anybody who's been born between 1964 and 1946 and above. And they want anti-aging, yet not necessarily wanting to turn back time. Their highest priority is quality. Okay. And so, like, I always think of anybody who's over 40 should be on repair, but that's just my take. And you could put them on younger. I mean, Waverly Wismer, who's Kimberly Copeland's daughter, is 23 and she uses repair. So I'll just be quiet, keep talking. So then you have Generation X, which are your 1960 or 1955 to 19. That's not true. They're the 42 to 57-year-olds. Okay. And they're practical and prudent. They're leery of false promises, but they want something that performs like it claims. So think of Mary Kay's money back guarantee, the Good Housekeeping seal of approval, those kinds of things that we can talk about in a skincare class is something that I think is really valuable to everybody, but those who are in my age bracket are going to hear that and go, yeah, I want that. Okay. Then you've got your millennials and your Gen Ys. Those are anybody who's 26 to 41. These are the ones who are the most serious about their skincare routine because they want Instagram glow, but they also are concerned about the ingredients than the other generation. They're more concerned about what it is, what's in it, than the other generations. They're willing to spend and invest a lot on their skincare, which is why I think it's okay to talk repair to a 26 to 41-year-old. Okay. Then your last group is anybody who's 18 to 25, and those are your Gen Zs. And this group is purchasing the most in the market right now. They drive a lot of the trends, and they want to look, they want their look to express intrinsic value. They will not buy from a brand they would not want to be friends with. That's why I think it's so great that Mary Kay is not just the old lady bunch. Like a lot of people talk about, they'll say, oh my gosh, is that still around? My grandma used to use Mary Kay. And I just want to go, oh my goodness. And I think that's so great when they have some of the younger gals involved in things. It's going to connect to their value system of diversity, transparency, and inclusivity. My fancy schmancy word for the day. So basically, each age bracket's got a reason why they want to, do something better with their skin. And I think depending on what your age bracket is that you're dealing with, I mean, you can really focus in. If they're all in that same age bracket, cool. If you've got a really wide range of ages at a party, though, you got to make sure you're hitting all the buttons. Does that make sense? That you're making sure that whatever is going to trip their trigger gets talked about at least a little bit. And you can do that just with little buzzwords. So when we're talking about doing a skin cycling party, what I've done and what I've watched Vicky Jo Oth do is that you assign each person one of the days. Okay, that way you're not trying to do all 4 days on their faces all at once, because that's just like doing a hydra session, and that's not going to help them, right? So what we do is we talk about each night as a different treatment that we do or we focus on. Okay. The daytime routine is always going to be the same. The daytime routine, whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's cleanse, some boosters, maybe some serum plus C, moisturizer, eye cream, whatever their normal morning routine is, we're not changing that. Okay. This is only on the nighttime stuff because when you're at night, that's when all of the skin cell rejuvenation and all that good stuff happens. Okay. So what I normally do is typically we've done these most successfully when there's another consultant on, because usually I make them in charge of retinol, because a lot of my people are not necessarily on clinical solutions. And so we want to make sure we can talk about it because we want them to be able to purchase that product at some point. Right. So the first day is exfoliate. And so if you're sending out pamper packs, I make sure that they've got either I don't give them a choice or I give them a choice, but your choices are Microdermabrasion or the facial peel. Okay. I'll talk about both. And what I usually have them do is just do it on one side of their face. So they'll wash their face. Everybody will wash their face with whatever cleanser they've got in front of them. Everybody's going to be doing that at the same time. And then what we do is we kind of hang out for a second and we'll talk about, okay, on night one, we're going to exfoliate and it's going to be this treatment that we use. And we talk about what the differences are. So you know that the glycolic acid is in what's in the facial peel. And that's one where we tell them, the first time you put it on, you might only need to put it on for a couple of minutes because you're going to feel the tingle feeling and it's not meant to freak you out, but we want to make sure that you do that. So, I have them put it on one side of their face so they can kind of feel the difference when it's all done. Now, some people go rogue and put it on their whole face, and that's fine. It's fine. The microdermabrasion is a great option on day one because it can be rotated. Like maybe day one of the routine, 1 week could be glycolic, the next time would be microderm, but it's gentler, because it's got the 6-sided crystal. You are the one who controls the amount of pressure that goes in there to slough off the layers and whatnot. It's up to you which one you want to have them try. So I think honestly, as far as if you've got people who are maybe not necessarily in front of their sink, maybe they're around the kitchen table, I think the facial peel is easier for cleanup because the microdermabrasion, there's usually little guys that get out there and they still feel some of the grainies when they're done. Have you guys ever experienced that?
Oh yeah.
Normally when I do microderm, I do it in the shower because I just want it to be able to rinse off and not mess with it. But that's just, I'm a simpleton that way. So that's going to be, if Nancy's my night one girl, she's my exfoliator. Okay. And then, if Beth is a consultant on with me, or if I have another director friend, then we're going to talk retinol. And so she's going to pull out her clinical solutions and she's going to hold up her retinol 0.5 and she's going to hold up her calming milk. And we're going to talk about why dermacosmetics are such a powerful thing right now. And so most people cannot use a high potency of retinol every day without having dry, flaky skin. Using it a couple of times a week gives you great results without over-processing. And it does take about 8 weeks of using retinol sparingly on your skin to adjust to the product. We do have other derma-inspired serums that really pack a punch also, which would be the C+ resveratrol line reducer booster, the HA ceramide booster, or you could even use the resurfacer. That would be one. Now, with the resurfacer, you don't want to be using that on the same day that you're using retinol. So you've got choices there as far as your retinol option. Some people will ask about, can they use the night cream with the clinical solutions? And yes, you can if we're talking repair, because that one's time released and it's such a mild amount that you're not gonna overdose on retinol from that case. So Beth would go ahead and put on the retinol. Okay. Then we would say, okay, so night 3, Helene, you're going to be our night 3 girl, which is our restoration day, which is all about moisture and rehydrating. And so there's lots of choices. And so the ones that we like to talk about is one of 3 right now. Normally it would be one of 2. One of 3 would be the moisture renewing gel mask, because you can put it on, leave it on for 10 minutes and take it off, or put it on and go to bed. And that's a really great treatment because I think that's one of our most underutilized products personally.
Mm-hmm.
I think. The other one would be the biocellulose mask. And that's one, obviously it's the Korean inspired. You leave it on for a half an hour. You have to sit still so it doesn't go sliding down your face. And that's got lots and lots of age fighting benefits in there, as well as lots and lots of hydration. The third one, while we've still got it in stock, and even though it's a special edition product, are those sheet masks, because that's all about hydration too. So until those run out, that's your third option. And with that pack, there's 8 in the pack. And so for a lot of people, maybe that have been hesitant in trying biocellulose because there's only 4 in a pack for that price point. It's a smaller price, a less price point that's got 8 masks in it. So it could be a nice little stepping stone to get them to start using that kind of product. Okay. So that's going to be what we have Helene use. Okay. And she might just go ahead and pull out, because in a sample pack, they're going to get a gel mask sample. Okay. Because I just get every so often, I just re-up my section 2 samples. I was never like in my day, I was taught avoid samples at all costs because you'll spend $1 zillion on section 2, right? And so I never did. I would use full size all the time. I would even use for color appointments. I would have everything section 1 in a tray, and we'd dig it out with spatulas because that's what I was taught. Because I was like, okay, that's a write off. It goes towards my star. Blah 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 blah. And so when the shutdown happened, I kind of like froze for a second because I was like, wait a minute, I don't have any samples on my shelf. Holy moly. And so that kind of got me to realize, okay, every order I should have some replacing of the samples I've sent out. So then, initially there might be a little bit of an investment, but after that you can kind of work it through, and they come in packs of 6, and really at the end of the day, it's pretty inexpensive, so that's just me. But the gel mask is what they would have to use as night 4, night 3 rather, night 3. Okay. Night 3 is that restore and nourish. Okay. And then Maggie would be our night 4, and she's just going to do what she normally does for night time. There's nothing, it's going to be nothing extra. It's going to be, if she uses the lifting serum, put the lifting serum on. If she uses the night cream and the eye cream, great. So at that point, when we get to Maggie, I'm going to say, okay, now everybody else, we're all going to do the same thing together now. We're going to go ahead and put our night cream on, and we're going to put our eye cream on. And that's it. And that way you don't have to go into a ton of talking about, the people who are very research oriented, they want to hear all about ingredients and stuff. My thing is I really want them to see how simple it is for them to be able to do a rotation. Does that make sense? Okay. And so one of the things I want to see if I can find it here really quick. Where's my boards? Sharing screen again. Here I go. Don't be scared. All right, here we go. And you just got to tell me what's here. So I've got boards up here now, and I'm going back in. And what I like to show at this point, once they've got their moisturizer on, oh, I look possessed, hold on, is to show the kind of the rotation of things so they can see that this is not difficult to do, okay? So this one is a good showing to show them. So it talks you through it again. If you wanted to make, print these up on little cards or like 4 to a page, and then just put it in their order so that they see what it is that they're going to be working with or could be working with when that comes around. Okay. It has that. Oh my gosh, stop. I'm yelling at my screen here. Sorry, girls. And then another one that I think is really great is it shows this rotation. And that's, it's pretty. It's one of the ones that I saw first that I went, oh, I like the colors. And there's other ones out there that are lots of pink. But it talks it through. So, night 1's exfoliate. Night 2 is retinol. Night 3 is restoration. Night 4 is rest. Night 5, I don't know why they put 5 in it because it's not a 5-nighter. Night 5 is start over again. We're back on night 1 when it gets to night 5. Unless you need an extra day of rest. Okay? And then... where did it go? That's okay. Now we're gonna get out of here for a second, and we're gonna go to another spot. Huh. And then what we're gonna talk about is, once they've tried all those products, then it starts your close. And so, what we want to do is we want our clients to start on one of the 3 levels. And the goal is that we want them using all 3 levels eventually, because it's going to complete the 4-day skin cycle routine. And with each level, your results are going to increase. Okay. So what we saw was, Nancy did the exfoliating level. Beth did the retinol level. Helene did the restoration level and the moisturizing level. And Maggie washed her face. And Maggie can be like, ooh, I washed my face. Yay. And so what we're looking at here is we've got level 1, which this would be like your minimum, your simple, very streamlined. I don't want to have a lot of extra stuff. This was somebody that's just going to buy the skincare set. And wouldn't it be awesome if the only thing they bought when they walk out of the door of the party is a miracle set? The whole set and not just a cleanser. Right? So that's like the minimum that you'd be walking out with. is that they would pick a skincare system and they would pick a repair set or a miracle set. So basically, level 1 is you're starting with a skincare routine, including a cleanser, a moisturizer, and an eye cream. It's like these are essential. You need to have these 3 things. You might want to throw in a booster or a serum, but the Time Wise Repair and our Time Wise 3D and even our Mary Kay Naturally line have a great starting point to all of these. Okay. Naturally gets thrown in for anybody that's all about the ingredients, but we make sure we tell them that there's no age fighting in there. Okay. That's important that they know that. Okay. That's level 1. Level 2, you might begin using treatments and masks that are commonly used at a dermatologist or a salon. You would use each of these treatments about twice a week, or you could cycle through the 4-day routine. The treatments in this case would be our Radiance Glycolic Peel, our Microdermabrasion Plus, our Moisture Renewing Gel Mask, our Biocellulose Lifting Mask, our Charcoal Mask, which can be done in the morning. I think for me, charcoal mask in the morning is a great way to kind of just get it all sucked out before the day starts. And that one's not, you can use that anytime. That was one that was safe through all of retinization. If you were doing clinical solutions back in the beginning, that was a safe one to throw in there. Hydrogel eye patches also are a great one to talk about, especially if any of you took advantage of the sale over the last couple of days. And we also have a great lip treatment called Satin Lips. That's level 2. Just taking a couple of the pieces parts. And then level 3 is you want it all, where you can enter into the dermocosmetics world with the retinol and the daily booster serums, and it also comes with the travel roll-up bag. So I want to show you what this is going to look like in a closing sheet. Let's find my screen. Find the screen. I need to open it on the screen. You too can become a Mary Kay sales director.
I say that a lot to them. It's a very forgiving group.
That's so good. Well, what
Maggie.
happens is that, you don't realize, like, a lot of times my consultants didn't realize how much of an adventure Zoom is until they would be in charge of having to share a screen for something. And all of a sudden they were like, "Whoa!" And then they understood pain. So this is my favorite closing sheet out of all the closing sheets because it's very vertical. Okay. You've got your skincare set, which would be if you were on level 1. Okay. If you're going to throw in some extra morning supplements, that would be your serum C plus E, your C plus resveratrol line reducer, your charcoal mask. Those are all okay to be doing for the morning. Okay. Then if we were talking about just, piecemealing some things to get you to level 2, that would be like picking out some things out of night 1 or night 3 that you might want to put in there, since night 2 is retinol. Okay. And retinol is really if you want to do it all. So it's talking you through your night 1 choices are your facial peel or microderm. Night 2 is your clinical solutions. Night 3 is your hydration, where you've got all of those options. The ceramide hydrator is a really good one. You could include it in there as well. And then night 4 is rest. Use just your skincare set. And then night 5, you start over. Okay. And then when you do make a purchase of $2.99 or more, you receive the travel roll-up bag for free. So if you think about it, their repair set is $215. The 3D set's $120. Most people are going to pick some form of exfoliation because they feel like they have to have that. And at that point, maybe you ask them, hey, what about something for hydration? And it's that when you're asking them to make their decision during the close, I think that one is so powerful. So yeah, level 2 is skincare. Morning options are involved. Maybe some of the things out of exfoliate and hydrate, Maggie. And then level 3 is everything. Because they could do it all and not do any of the optional things over there too. And so when you're talking them through their closing and you talk about, how's your face feel? Okay, what did you feel about whatever step it was that they used? That's what you can talk about. And, tell me, what would you think about, and really you can talk about if they haven't used retinol, that's usually the last step in anybody's adding in of things. And if they're already a retinol user, they're probably really close to being a level 3 customer anyway. And then it's just a question of making sure that they're using the right products on the right day. And there is a sheet, and I've got to find it because, of course, I couldn't find it when I was ready to get on here. And it was the one that makes, remember when you open up the clinical solutions and it's got the calendar, the week 1, week 2, like the rotation.
Oh,
There's
I
one,
may have that.
yeah, there's one just like that for this.
Mhm.
It's color coded so you can write in like what you've used or what have you, and it can be thrown on a magnet in your bathroom or what have you. I think yes, the resurfacer I think is totally an option. You could use that because at the time this closing sheet was used, we didn't have the resurfacer. So I would say yes, because I know that like for my daughter, my youngest, she had some really rough acne patches after maskne. And so I'd put her on retinol for a while to get it cleared up because I did a lot of, looking on to see, what a dermatologist usually put them on. And they do, you have them use that. So we had her on that to clear it up. And then she has a little bit, not even any scarring that you can see unless you're like right on top of her. But she did it just once and saw a difference. So I think, depending on the age group that you're talking about, always tell them less is more. Whatever the dosage is on the dropper, have them start with the lesser amount because that stuff's pretty powerful. And then they can always ramp it up, because, my initial response was, well, let's just bathe in it. Let's just cake it on. And then, not everybody's skin can handle that. So you want to gradually get them in there. So what questions can I answer for you on everything that I just babbled about? Are you guys okay? Maggie?
One more, sorry.
Right. No,
On
it's
the
okay.
video, I think you shared it with Nancy before, and so I had seen it. And what she talked about was that one of the options for exfoliation would actually be like an APA or a PHA. And we had just come out with a resurfacer at the time. And my thought was, do you think it's safe to use the resurfacer on day 1 as an exfoliator and then retinol is day 2? Because that seems like a lot to me.
I agree. I think you would want to use the resurfacer maybe instead of a retinol day.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I just wanted to ask because then the lady was talking about the ingredients, but the ingredients are different, and it's just like, and my skin can't handle anything; it freaks out. So
right. No, I think that's
I'm not
great
a good
because you never know, right? So I think that's what I would do. And the thing that I find interesting too is there's been some directors that have called in to the company and asked questions about skin cycling, and the people that answer the phones, they're wonderful, but they don't necessarily understand what skin cycling is, and they think that what we're asking them to do is not Mary Kay approved. But if you go look at the order of application, I mean, everything that we're doing, it's all in there. It's just changing up the routine so that you don't over process your face. So this is the part that I wanted to make sure you guys heard, was that when Vicki Oth decided to throw herself in and just kind of submerge herself in, she grabbed 2 national sales director friends that at the time did not want to be named because their faces were really, really red. They were over processed. And I can't remember who one of them was, but the other one I do remember because we're allowed to share it now because their faces are happy. Lisa Madsen was one. And I want to say the other one was Leah Loughlin, but I'm not positive it was her. But the idea was that Vicki worked with those 2, and they got them. She got them on that routine, and their faces are so much happier. And I can tell you, just for me, I was retinoling 5 days a week. I was putting retinol on 5 nights a week because I was fully retinized. I was like, well, whatever I can do to save my face, I'll do it. And I mean, I'm pretty pink to begin with when I don't have my face on. But what I'll tell you is only doing it every 4 days, it definitely looks healthier for sure. It doesn't look like it's been through, the war or been out in the sun for, 10 hours. It looks a lot better when I get done. And it's forcing me to put more hydration in. And a lot of it, like for me, being an oily girl from the Midwest, I was always hesitant to hydrate, because, and then when I moved out here, I still wasn't putting moisturizer on until I was 30. And then I was like, well, I guess I should have been doing this all along, but it really makes a huge difference. And so for the gel, I think is fantastic. The moisture renewing gel mask, especially if they haven't used anything for extra before. That's a really easy upsell. That's $24. And they're going to be a really happy camper. And they'll go through it pretty quickly if you think about it. It's not a huge tube. You know, and if they're using that a couple times a week, that's 2 more times than they were using it before, and their face is going to be happier.
Absolutely. So what about
Yeah.
the 2 new boosters? And where do you put those new ones in?
I would do the one that's replacing tone correcting serum. I would do that in the morning.
Okay.
That's just what I would do. Put that on in the morning. And they also talk about don't mix your C with anything other than the HA ceramide. Pardon me. Like, okay, you don't want to mix your boosters. You want to have them be individually put on, right? But you can layer your boosters. So if I'm going to use, the orange one, I can't remember the name of it. Help me, Nancy.
That's the brightener.
Yeah, the brightener. If I'm going to use the brightener, I can put the brightener on first and then the HA ceramide if I want to put that on. And that's morning because you can do ceramide when HA ceramide whenever.
Right.
If I'm going to use C plus resveratrol, then that goes on first, and then you can put the HA on top. If you want to do the resurfacer, you put that on first, and then the HA ceramide on top. The idea though is you don't want the 3 that are not HA ceramide, you don't want to combine those or layer those because those are they pack too big of a wallop.
Mm-hmm.
And that could irritate your skin. So that's one of the things on the chart. And everybody can get to that chart on InTouch. It's under all the product fact sheet stuff. That one kind of spells that part out because that was the thing. You know, I'm not one for reading lots of directions, but it's just the don't combine here, don't combine here. And so it's like, okay, I'll make sure I don't combine there. So
I have a question.
I'm ready, Beth.
I thought the resurfacer you weren't supposed to use with any of the other boosters.
You can. Just with the HA. With the HA. You don't want to use it with the other ones.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Because
the HA, I don't know if you guys feel like when you've used it, but it feels like a waterier version of the original Miracle Sets Night Solution.
Oh, you're not wrong.
Huh.
That's what it feels like to me when I put it on.
That's a great observation. Yeah.
And I feel like when I put that on the first time, I was like, this reminds me of the Night Solution. Because that Night Solution, I hoarded that because it was all about, you know, it helped out with my kids with their acne. It helped me with my acne because it was not a Mary Kay endorsed product claim. But when you used that at nighttime, it would help with accelerating the skin's renewal process, right? Which means it would heal up faster, which means the zit's gone faster. So that's why I held on to that stuff until it was gone. And then a little tear came down my face because I missed that stuff.
I got a customer like that.
Maggie did a great thing. She added on about your menstrual cycle, how some of these products can make a difference.
For sure.
Maggie,
sure. And I think we have to
that?
embrace that, you guys. I mean, I think that's the hardest part. When we're in our teens and our 20s, we don't ever want to admit that what's happening with our face is related to our cycle or our mood or anything else. Because it's like, you know, with my children, I even have to go, where are you in your cycle? And then after they bite my head off and there's blood everywhere, you know, then, you know, a couple days later when we realize that, oh, it coincided that I was being a little witchy poo because my period started, you know, it's that. And I know I did the same thing. I remember Jeff would sit there and just be like with a hi-hat, like on a drum going, because I'm mood swinging all over the place. And I didn't think I was, but he's the one on the recipient end. And he was just like, oh my God. But it's true. What our skin does during the course of a month, you got to pay attention to what's going on, right? Plus, I think it's important to remind everybody, especially the younger bunches, not to touch their face.
Yeah.
You know, no, Maggie, you can do it. You're doing it the right way. If you're gonna do it, do it that way. But like my oldest, she does this, and she doesn't understand why she's got that happening sometimes. And it's like, oh my goodness,
The phone. It's on the phone.
and it's on the phones. They've got to clean up their phones. And so, yeah, any little tips along the way that you can throw out there to people, especially depending on their age bracket. If you know that they're phone people, then you know. Hey, another reason to keep your skin clean, wipe down your phones because that's your dirtiest thing that you've got now.
You guys remember flip phones?
Oh, yeah.
not know it was an issue. My flip phone screen, the outside screen broke. You know, it's the little place where the time is. I had a rash from here to here, and I didn't know what was causing it because I
It
use
was the
Mary
flip
Kay.
phone. Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
One more question for you though about the brightener. You said the
Yeah.
brightener you did feel like packed a power punch, and I know a few others have really liked it. I found that it, you know, it actually made me break out, and I didn't know if I was just, and I was only using 2 or 3 drops. I was wondering if you had any hints or tips or something of making ridiculously sensitive skin like things and use them well.
Use the facial milk.
Oh, like underneath first, or
Yeah.
okay.
Add the facial milk because that helps out. Anytime there's redness going on, it reminds me of the calming solutions. That was one of the products that came out when I
Loved
was a
that.
brand new consultant,
I
and then it
missed
went
that
away.
one.
That's one that, I mean, yeah, it's great for retinol, but I've had my kids use it when they're overly red because they've overdone something, or it's just really red. It's helped them with their sunburn because they're pretty pale as well. And so, you know, between after sun replenishing gel and we added in the facial milk too, because it was just, they both during band camp this year got just sizzled, and it really made a difference. They noticed a difference. So I feel like anytime there's irritation, that calming milk is got to be like one of the things you grab.
Danny, thank you so much. You know what, you guys just tell her how wonderful. I mean, seriously, I learned so much, and you just have a great way of presenting this. I just appreciate it so much.
Oh, thanks for having me on, you guys. It was fun.
Well, I am very excited. We got a little slideshow to talk about our Queens of the Week and our new star consultants.
Oh, yay.
So if you'd like to stay on, and you guys need to just come visit me in Las Vegas, because you get to meet Dani.
That's true, and I'm a lot of fun.
Yeah, this girl is definitely a whole lot of fun. We really appreciate her. So give her one more hand. Thank you.
Thanks, you guys. Okay, well, you have a good night. Have a great fourth quarter. Sell a lot.
That's right. And we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going.
All right.
And this has been recorded, so I'm absolutely going to save this on boards. So
Good,
you guys
good. All right, girls. Have a great night.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thanks,
All right.
Dani.
Bye.
Appreciate you. Okay, superstar girls, I'm going to go through our slides. Whoops, wait a minute. I'm going to go through here and show you some really I'm so proud of our meeting. And guess what? I have a new recruit. I didn't get her. Well, she's a returning recruit. In fact, I have to laugh because she is, she's not on tonight, but she is someone that joined my team. We figured out about 35 years ago when her daughter was 1 year old. And now her daughter is like 35. And she just moved from Illinois to San Antonio area. And so I just talked with her yesterday, and I'm all excited about having Teresa Salinas back with us. So she couldn't be on tonight because it was last minute, but I'm so excited. So the first of our 10 new recruits for this month, right? We're gonna find some more people that want to get started. So I'm excited about that. And we've already shared, I think, a little bit about the product. I just want to remind everyone about the starter kit, especially the $600 bonus or debut assortment. I think that this is a game changer for a lot of new people, because especially if they are not familiar with many of our products, the idea of getting started in the breakout is on Mary Kay and Touch, exactly what they got. But to say, boom, start out with the 600 debut package, do your debut. And so you're going to have an opportunity to sell all of these different things or present all of these different things, including the body care items, which I think get forgotten a lot. So I'm just suggesting that this is a great way to help people get started. Okay, and then just a reminder that people that are in the Princess Court of Sales are going to get a sash and be on stage at seminar. Are we not working for seminar? Absolutely. Court of Sharing. Also, you're going to have at least 12 Great Start qualified team members. So we've got a couple of people. Maggie has Great Start qualified team members so far, and so does Jean. Jean also has a great start qualified, so we got to keep going, keep moving along with that. Just a reminder, next week, we're going to talk about foundation matching. And that should really be fun because people just don't know. And I think a lot of us don't really know about the different kinds of foundations and why you would use one over another or why you would mix them. So we're going to talk about foundations next week. And bingo, Maggie had a guest on bingo this week, so give her a hand. Absolutely. That was really good. I know I almost had a guest, but I do work on it every week. I don't always have a guest.
I thought it was worth going even without a guest.
I'm sorry, what?
I thought it was worth going to even without a
Oh,
guest.
absolutely. I would like everybody. I mean, and you
I
could
did.
go every week and hear different things about the different products. And of course, every month, these products coincide with the half off deals. Also, they've purposely done that.
Ah,
So you've got a great way of working, of describing to people the benefits of the half off deals. Okay. Okay. Skin cycling, we just did that. Here are the half off deals. So I mean, you may notice, and I know I have a new hairdresser and she's all about the silky setting powder. So that's really fun to look at. And personally, I love this, and I don't talk about it nearly enough. Not nearly enough. Great products. Do work with the boards. I keep adding new things to boards. There is a skin cycling session. I think that Dani has some more things on boards than I do under skin cycling, so I will be adding those on, just so you know. But it's just a resource. You can just go and hopefully it's a little easier. Sometimes I love what we have for Mary Kay and Titch, but holy cow, it's a little bit overwhelming and trying to find things. So hopefully that you can find what you need right here. If not, we can certainly talk about it. Who has some people already in the March $500 drawing? Okay.
I will tonight.
Okay, Beth has some. Maggie, you probably have some too, right? Okay. So we want one of us is going to win, and you know there's a drawing for a handbag, a designer handbag for the consultant whose customer wins. So you might want to really watch that. And Maggie, so far you are the person that's active and have an active red jacket. So the fourth Wednesday of the month there is a special training, okay? And so you want just for an hour, and you may want to really benefit from that, okay? And the people that have look at this already. 4 of us have earned it instead of getting jewelry this month. And I saw this in person. Dani and I we had a director meeting last week, and one of the girls already had it. And it was like, this is so stinking cute. Have any of you gotten yours yet?
I've gotten mine. I used it today.
Isn't it darling?
Yes, it is.
I think it's a real statement piece and really great. So if you do a 600 wholesale or more this month, you're going to get this great wallet. It's a little wallet, and it's really cool. I don't know why this won't go down any farther, but and these are people that are on target. And you know, I love the fact Colleen does this, and these are people you don't even know who they are, which is really kind of fun. Maggie's recruit Tracy is certainly one. She only has 107 to go. She's probably going to finish. She's like a superstar. And then we've got people that have been with us forever. Rochelle is on Beth Owen's team. How long has she been with you, Beth?
Well, off and on, what, maybe 5 years?
All right. So she
just came back on, what, yesterday?
Yeah, she just came back on. Colleen is right on top of this whole thing.
Yes, she is.
And I'm looking at all the rest of these people. They have been with in my unit. They're all from my unit for maybe 25 years. And they stick around, and it's just amazing. The people that want to continue earning, and they have a customer base. Maybe you're not going to do more, but then you get a surprise like Maggie, who did a little bit for how many years? 18 years, and then decided to go big. Okay. Oh my gosh, I saw some old newsletters. I was cleaning up my desk. It was so fun to see the people. How many of these people are still with me? These 5, I didn't know Rochelle before, but these 5 were in that newsletter from 2004. It was just fun to look at it. So we've got people. Okay, the earrings. I didn't know that the bee charm would be for March, but that's for your recruiting and that's for your team building. And I think some of you already have them because you were already done. Beth and Maggie, you may already have your bee earrings for at least a 300 wholesale 2 months in a row or more. And look at all those months. Okay, so that's going to be fun. And oh gosh, this thing won't slide really well. Then guess who's the queen of the week? Who do you suppose? Who's the queen? Who's the queen? Who's the queen? It is Beth was the queen of the week, and with a quick follow-up with Maggie. How do you like that?
Look
Just
at
like
that.
a few more items. So yes, give Beth a hand. Look at that. Both Maggie and Beth had $100 days. Maggie had a $200 day. And we are moving along here. These are people on target for quarter sales or close to being on target. And then you've got the people that love to post. I love seeing your posts. Beth and Jean just love posting how many items they sold on our Facebook group. And look at, this is the 15th of the month. Look at how they got. These girls are going like crazy. And I would love to sponsor to talk about Jean Phillips because Jean worked hard. She was selling up till the end about being a star consultant. And she really worked and got her order in just on Tuesday, her final order. So I give Jean a big hand because she just kept working. Not that the rest of us don't, okay? But this was a stretch for her. She had to keep going, and she did. And so I'm very excited about Jean really pushing along. And I hope some of you got your thing. Don't you just love this? Oh my gosh, I had to get some more, so I got one here for Jean. But to me, this is one of the coolest things, the coolest prizes you could get, and you could organize it. So when you're a star consultant, now I happen to have, I've got Jean's, but I've got 2 more, and of course I can get more. I've got 2 more. So who are, because all of you are already star consultants, so we're going to find something else for you for this current quarter. But who do you know that could be a first-time star consultant? Helene, what about you? I'm just saying. Or someone else on your team that would like to have one of these. So show it to your team members and show it to your customers and say, oh my gosh, we win stuff like this. Well, we're star consultants. They're going to say, what's that? That means that you
I'd have had it loaded today. I'd have taken it.
Pardon me?
Wish I'd had it loaded today. I would have taken it with me.
Oh, there you go. Well, yeah, start loading it up because you're gonna. It's so cool. I did it. Yeah, I did a facial. Oh yeah, for Stephanie's housemate. What came over on Monday, and it was just so easy to pull that out. So finally, I just want to say you were born to win, but to be a winner, you must plan to win, prepare to win, and expect to win. Thank you, Zig Ziglar. I love that. So who's got their focus going for this week? I can't wait to hear from you. Beth, what's your focus for this week?
Focus. I just
About
want
a $600 week. I'm just throwing it out there.
ooh, 600.
Do you think you could do that?
Tomorrow's Friday.
No, we got Saturday. Saturday counts. Beth, you can do it.
Oh, actually,
Maggie, are you going there with me?
Sure. I only have 200 in this week. We can do it. Let's do it.
Right, that's all I got this week too.
Cool. Yeah, Beth has a new office. You got to pay for that, Beth. So you know what?
This is true.
So all right, $600. Helene, what about you? What's your focus for this week? Oh, you're on mute. There.
Okay. 300.
300. Okay, 300 in sales. All right, go for it. Because then you're going to get, you're going to be on target for the earrings that we get 2 months in a row. When you do 300, you're going to be on target for that. And if you got 300 like this week, you could do another 300 and get that cute little wallet for a 600 wholesale order.
That wallet is cute.
It is cute. Absolutely cute.
I pulled it out today and my customer really liked it too.
Aha.
You can earn it.
Well,
That's right.
don't you love to just say, oh, yes, I want it. Oh,
I did
yes.
tell her that.
Oh, you have to. You have to say, this is a gift I got from Mary Kay. And you got to say that all the time. People going, oh, first of all, they think you are one top consultant, which you are. But secondly, they're going, oh, if you could win it, maybe I could too. Just throwing it out there.
Actually, that's an interesting thing, Nancy. I hung my Queen's Court of Sales sash up in the office where I have some of the Mary Kay displayed. And let me tell you, one of my patients who's been a patient off and on for years, she came in, she's like, wow, you really did it. And I'm like, well, yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
like,
You
all of a
were, yeah.
sudden, you get the sash and now they legitimize you. Now you're legitimate. I'm like, really? That's all it took? A sash. I have how many degrees and you think a sash? Okay, fine. Fine, people. Fine. You just want the ring too.
Seriously, isn't that kind of amazing? Yeah,
It
there's
is.
something very tangible. It's like the first time you earn a car. You want to definitely take the car. I mean, sometimes we take the cash and sometimes we take the car, but you've got to take the car a couple times because people going, oh, it's a real vehicle.
So maybe
Oh.
I should get all my sashes out from over the years.
I'm saying, Beth, there's something about it. Yeah, you really need to drape them around your office. Absolutely. That is
Hang 'em-
hanging out for
hang
your
'em
open
right
house.
behind you, Beth, so that when you're doing Zooms, because I know you have to do them.
Weave them in and out like a quilt.
I like it.
However you want to do that. I've got all the little chairs. They give you a little chair when you do Court of Sales.
Yeah.
And so I've got them all lined up in my extra bedroom on a bookshelf.
Oh, cool.
I can't remember. I think I threw some out actually. I've done 22 or 23 times. I don't know. I'm on target again. In fact, you know what? We've got to get to that party. Start planning for seminar, you guys. Oh, one more.
We kind of have, haven't we, Maggie?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you too. You got to keep going. I have been very lax about suggesting that we do the Mary Kay seminar, which is next week. It's on Friday night. It's a 3.5-hour seminar, but you can go back and watch different parts of it for kind of like the replacement for career conference. I'll put something out about that. Okay, just so you know.
My adopted director is having a watch party. So I was going to go to that next
Oh,
Friday.
is she? Okay, great. Beth, what about you and Helene and Jean?
I'm going to be on the road.
Oh, where are you going to be?
Going to
now?
Louisville. I'm going to
Oh.
Louisville. My great niece is making her communion.
Ah, okay.
Hey guys,
Well,
I gotta go, but I love you. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye. Talk to you later.
Good night, you
Bye-bye.
guys. Have
Night.
just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful week. Love you guys. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Talk to you tomorrow, Helene.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.